I love our receiving core, man. I love, we got BJ Cunningham, Naaman Roosevelt, Dante, Quan. We got Jake Winicky. We got a whole bunch of guys, man, that's coming back from last year that's ready to go and excited. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I think we got a chance to be really, really good.
We have a special guest today, Montreal Alouettes wide receiver, Geno Lewis. Gino, welcome to the 11th Island.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. So to start us off, walk us through the moment you found out the CFL season was going to return.
Yeah, so basically found out about a month and a half ago. We had got the go ahead. I really found out on social media like everybody else. I mean, I feel like that's how it really happens now. Basically when they announced that they were going to have the 14-game season, man, I was just so excited, probably just like a lot of other players. Just something we've been waiting for, been training for the last 16 months, not really knowing, when we were going to be able to get back, and, just a lot of kind of uncertainty. It was just kind of just staying focused and staying on the grind that you're on, and, just being prepared for however it went, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, you talked about the uncertainty there. I mean, there was parts of the lockdown where we were talking about maybe the CFL doesn't return at all, even in 2021. Talk us through like those feelings.
Yeah, man. Definitely after they had canceled in 2020, there was a lot of, just talk with just players that I talked with that if they didn't have a season this year, that it was a good chance that, the CFL was going to fold. And I think that would have been an unfortunate situation just because of that's a lot of opportunities that's going now for a lot of great players, coming out of college and, coming back from the NFL or trying to get to the NFL, you know what I mean? And I think it would have had a big impact just on football in general. The Canadian Football League been around for so long, and, whether people see it or not, it has a great impact, on a lot of people's lives.
Mm-hmm. Is that something that a lot of the players have a sense of, that we're not just playing in 2021 for our teams or for ourselves, we're playing for the league and keeping this thing going?
Yeah. So I think it was both sides to it. I think there's guys that were, feeling like, just like you were saying, like we want to keep this thing alive. And then I think there's guys that also found, their next chapter in life. There's people, there's been a lot of good players, retiring, basically just because they found their next little stitch, after football and during the time that COVID was happening. And again, I was always the type of guy where, you got to do things that's best for you and your family. And, I don't look at anybody different of, not coming back or not wanting to play under the circumstances. I just think it's very, situational and circumstantial, depending on, what's going on in your life and where you're at.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned social media for hearing the news that the CFL was returning. Was that how most of the information was being fed to you throughout the lockdown?
Yeah, for the most part. When big announcements came up, it was off of social media, Twitter, Instagram. We did have some meetings with our CFL PA and things like that, and they would give us, a couple here and there what they think and where they're trying to get to and where they're going, talking to the CFL and things like that. But again, sometimes it was still just uncertain, just not really knowing what was going on, and just sitting and waiting. You know what I mean? And I think that was the hardest part, because there was people that had opportunities to do something else, and they weren't really sure if they wanted to wait out and come back and play, or if they wanted to go on to the next chapter.
Now, during the time off, did you feel like you were able to maintain a proper football routine with all the lockdowns and restrictions?
I would definitely say it was harder. It was harder in the sense of, because when everything was shut down, like I was in the States, I was in Pennsylvania, when everything was shut down and there was no gyms open and things like that, I had to go outside, man, and use cinder blocks. And I had to just run hills, and I had to use water jugs. I had to find different type of ways and just be kind of just adjust to the situation that was going on, which I never had a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? It's been times in my life where, I had to do things a different way just because that was all that was brought to me. So, but I could imagine, like, for some people, I think for people who have kids and full families and things like that, I think it was much more of a hard decision for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as a wide receiver, you can't really practice a lot of that by yourself. You need to run routes. You need a quarterback. Were you able to work with some other players during the lockdown?
Yeah, so actually, my quarterback Vernon Adams, he was actually able to get us all. He flew us all out to Seattle a couple months back, and he basically, this is the second time he did this 2 years in a row. So he basically got about 12 of us receivers, mostly skill positions, a couple running backs, and it was kind of like a little mini camp just for the players. It was just for us. Vernon Adams set it all up, had massages and things for us like that, rented out a movie theater, and we went outside and got work every day. We were out there for about 5-6 days. So just for us to get back in sync and just for us to be able to come back together, it was awesome, man. Just being around, some of the guys and just being able to do football things, man. Especially I've been doing this since I was 7 years old. So COVID was the first time within those years that I completely had to stop playing football. You know what I mean? So it was definitely a difference, and it was a change. But I just feel like you got to try to be able to adjust to all things that come.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned it. There's so many recent retirements in the CFL, and it's every time one comes out, everyone's really shocked about it because these are big names. These are guys maybe still have time left. Do you think some of these retirements would have happened regardless of a lockdown, or was it mostly because of that?
No, I would say it was mostly because of the lockdown. And I would say that just because people had more time on their hands. They were able to go meet more people, do more things, do things that you usually probably wouldn't be able to do during that time. You know what I mean? And I also think it's probably things that people have been wanting to do. They just didn't have the time or the opportunity to do it. And, once they were able to do that, I just think during the whole COVID and things like that, you had to find more about yourself. Just having to sit in the house all day. And, for some people, man, it drive you crazy and you're not really sure what to do, especially athletes, because we're so driven from a young age to be so focused and locked in for a certain amount of point in time of the year. And, when that's taken away, it's it can mess you up if you're not really sure of, what to do, outside of football or what you want to do after football and things like that. So I just think like it really just gave people an eye opener of life, and just to show people how versatile people, like, we're not just football players. We can do a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm okay with people not playing football anymore, just to show them that's not all we do. It's so much more that we can do. It's so much more that we're capable of. But again, I just think it's for the love of the game that you have for it, man. I got so much love for the game, and I have so much left in my tank that that was just nothing that wasn't really on my mind. You know what I mean? So I was really locked in and hoping that we were going to have a season this year.
Okay. And then training camp for the Alouettes is just about ready to get started. How's the chemistry with the team forming, especially with the new teammates you have?
It's been going awesome, man. It really is. It's been great so far. Been quarantining the last 7 days when we first got up here. So it just again, guys that been waiting this long to come back up and play, man. It's like we all best friends. Even the new guys, like the new guys that are here, it's like we're all best friends because we've been waiting to come and put this together for so long now. And guys are just jittery, man. We ready to get out there and compete. Guys talking a little bit of trash. We love it, man. And but I'm really excited, with the players that we have on this team this year, and the potential that we have.
Yeah, so you find out a couple months ago that this is going to happen. You're scrambling to make everything work, get everything ready. Then you come here, you got a really short training camp, no preseason, then you go right into it. But then in between here, it's just, okay, you got to go sit in a hotel for a little bit. What's that like, where you just have to kind of stay still?
It's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm gonna tell you why it's tough, because again, like I said, you got so many guys that's locked in, they're ready to go on the field now. And on top of that, just being in Montreal as a city, I feel like this is the best city in Canada, top 3 city easily. And like for new guys, like I know when I came in 2017, like I want to go look around, like we're not in like somewhere where it's in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing here. Like it's a lot going on in Montreal, and it's a lot of guys that's excited. They want to see around, and there's guys that want to talk to the coaches some more, and just really get it going, and just to be Listen, man, being in your 20s and being stuck in a hotel room and there's not good Wi-Fi and stuff like that, and you gotta find things to do. It's hard, man. Like, it's not an easy thing. But again, that's something that is going to mentally prepare you.
Mhm.
You know, when it comes to the games and things like that, like just focusing and locking in, it really just just lock, man. So there's it's a bittersweet thing. It's a good side to it, and there's a bad side to it.
For sure. And now you're reuniting with Vernon Adams Jr., your quarterback. Tell us about your relationship with him and how that translates onto the field.
Man, that's my boy, man. That's like one of my best friends now up here. Since I got here, man, we've always interacted in a great way. We always had a great relationship. Just because we can relate in a lot of things. Like, he was one of them guys too that grad transferred in college. I grad transferred in college too. And just always working hard, man. He's a hard worker. He's a great leader. He's locked in. He's focused, and I'm glad to have him as my quarterback. You know what I mean? We got a great relationship, and he has a great relationship with all the receivers, man. I just as the years have went on, like I've seen him mature like so much more, like as the years go on, and it's a domino effect, man. That's the way that he's preparing and trying to build the things around in this city. I want to be a part of that, man, and I want to help, and I want to be a leader on this team too. But we know at the end of the day, VA, he's our guy, man, and I'm rocking out with him to the end.
And Vernon too, you mentioned off the top, he flew you guys out to the training camp. He paid $20,000 out of his own pocket for that. How much does that solidify your relationship with him and realize how much he's looking out for you guys?
Oh, I mean, just for him to do that during a pandemic, and him having kids, and him being, his whole family, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to do that. And to be honest with you, like, there might not even be NFL quarterbacks doing that. You know what I mean? I don't know too many other quarterbacks just in general that's able, during this time to get 12 of his teammates and take care of everybody, man. Like, that's somebody like I want to play with. I want to play with them, man. I want to rock out to the end with you, just because I know where it's coming from. I know it's not something where you're doing, oh, I'm doing this and then I'm expecting this back. Nah, he's doing that out of the kindness and out of his heart, man. And he's doing it because I know how bad he wants to win a Grey Cup, So that's the culture that we have here now. You know what I mean? It's we all eat. We all have to eat, and we're not leaving nobody behind.
And looking ahead to the season here, what do you feel like Montreal's style of play will be this year?
Man, I think we're going to be a very, very energetic team. We got, like I said, we got some great players, man, great energy. We're going to have great leaders. Offensively, I think we have a chance to, really, really do some big things, just because we have everybody coming back in the receivers. We got Will Stanback came back for a running back. And we just been in the offense now for almost 2 years going on now. So a lot of guys just know what's going on. Coach Kahari, man, he's one of the best coaches I ever had. He's there to sit down and listen and talk. He'll listen to your ideas. And he'll give it a chance. And then from there, that's how you go about it. But I think I love our receiving core, man. I love, we got BJ Cunningham, Naaman Roosevelt, Dante, Quan. We got Jake Winicky. We got a whole bunch of guys, man, that's coming back from last year that's ready to go and excited. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I think we got a chance to be really, really good.
That's awesome.
Now, you're coming off a great 19 season. You were an all-star. So after playing so well through that, how frustrating was it then to have to take the year off?
It was tough, man. It was really tough. That was my best season as a receiver in my whole career. That was my first 1,000-yard season in my whole career. I didn't have 1,000-yard in high school. And it was special to me, man. And just because I know how hard I work, you know what I mean? I know how hard I work for this. I know what I'm doing it for, and I know where I'm trying to get to. And from here, it's just got to keep elevating, just keep being. It's about being consistent, man. Having consistency is the main thing in this game. Staying healthy, taking care of your body, just doing the little things and doing the things that you need to do to prepare yourself, for to keep getting better. And that 2019 season was great, man, and I loved it. And I'm gonna always cherish that forever. But I also know now, like, it's about what you're doing for me now and not what you've done for me before. So I'm ready to, build on from that. I don't want people thinking that, it was a fluke and this. Nah, this team is not a fluke. I'm not a fluke, and we're gonna come out there and just show it, man, and do what we do.
Do you have any personal goals for this year?
I just want to win a Grey Cup, man. Everything else will come with that. You know what I mean? Winning is it, man. The yards that come, the touchdowns, they all gonna come. And all that stuff. I want to win a Grey Cup for this city, man. For my family, for myself, and that's the main focus. Everything else is gonna come with it.
So it's fair to say the team's expectations and hopes and dreams this year, Grey Cup or bust type of thing.
Always, man. Always. It's if you're not playing for a Grey Cup, I don't know what you're playing for. Then that's just, I don't care if you're a rebuilding team. If you're not playing for a Grey Cup, it's nothing else to be playing for.
Now, going into the season, you re-signed a 1-year contract with Montreal. Was that a difficult decision at all? From what you're saying, I don't think it was.
Nah, man, I wanted to be in Montreal. My whole goal was basically during after that season, I had a couple workouts after 2019 with the Chicago Bears and the Giants. Unfortunately, both of their coaching staffs got fired after probably like a week or so. Montreal, I told Montreal, man, if I'm in Canada, man, this is where I want to be. I love this city, man. They took a chance on me, man, and this is one of the main teams that take a chance. And, now I'm in a situation where I got coaches and my teammates that believe in me, they trust in me. And I'm just glad, I worked hard and I got to this point and I was able to, just keep proving myself. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is just keep showing people, what I bring to the table, what I can bring to a team and just do it to the best of my ability. And that's what I do. And that's how I come in each and every year. And just being able to help the guys that's behind me, or the whole team, being able to help anybody that's around, man, and keep this culture going. That's all that we're trying to do.
Do you feel like you've made a home in Montreal and the CFL as a whole, or do you still intend to look at NFL options at the end of this year?
I think Montreal is definitely a great home for me. Being from the States and just being from coming up all the years playing in the States, like my goal and my dream has always been to play in the NFL. And right now that's still on my radar and I'm still trying to get there. But at the end of the day, Montreal, I love Montreal, like I said, for giving me a home and being this promising to me and just me just working. So I just know like this, the CFL, man, like I love Montreal and I want to bring a great cup to the city, man.
And going back to your college career, you played for 2 prestigious programs at Penn State and Oklahoma. What were you able to take from those experiences and bring to the professional level?
I think the main thing that I learned from both of them schools was to deal with controversy and dealing with adversity, man. Two huge things. When I went to Penn State 2012, we had just got the sanctions there, and none of us were even there for the things that happened at Penn State, but we had to deal with it because we were the ones there. So we didn't have any bowl games for the first 2 years. Had 60 scholarships instead of 80. So, it was a lot of challenges, but again, there's no time to complain, man. You gotta find a way to make it happen or not make it happen. And, just going to Oklahoma, man, that was a great opportunity for me too, my senior year. Just being able to play with them guys, being there with Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray and Dede Westbrook, Mark Andrews, Orlando Brown, man, so many talented guys. And even at Penn State, I was with a whole bunch of talented guys there too, with Saquon Barkley and, Mike Gesicki, Christian Hackenberg, like a lot of great guys. I've been around a lot of great guys my whole career. And, I've seen good things happen with players. I've seen bad things happen with players, and I've seen players be in the middle too. So, just being able to go to those 2 big, great schools and, having good coaches and stuff like that, I was able to see a lot and it made me more versatile just as a player too. And just my IQ of football, just being in 2 different conferences and seeing how one school is and seeing how the other school is. And, seeing how they construct their programs. I think that helped me so much. It doesn't really matter to me, where I am and where I go, as long as I do what I have to do and just go out there and make my plays. And and help the team in any way possible, the sky's the limit, man.
Now, what's your favorite memory from your time in college football?
Ooh, man, my favorite memory. One of my favorite memories is we played in Ireland when I was at Penn State 2014. We played UCF. And it was a crazy game. We ended up winning with the last second field goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I had 172 yards receiving. I had a 79-yard touchdown. Had a great game. That was one of my best games. I had like 9 catches. That was the most I had in like college at that point in time. So that was huge. And also, man, winning the Sugar Bowl. No, you know what? Winning the Big 12 championship at Oklahoma was huge for me because that was my first time winning a championship, a conference championship. Man, I got a ring. I needed a championship, man, before I left college. You know, I was able to do that at Oklahoma. But I have a lot of great memories, man. Like I really do. When we played Michigan 2013, we went into 4 overtimes when I was at Penn State, and we blocked the field goal, and then my boy Bill Belton ran it in 4th overtime for the game winner. Man, that was an unbelievable game. That was the loudest game I ever been to in my life at Beaver Stadium, and it was the craziest. So yeah, man, I got a lot of great stories, man, for sure.
Now awesome. I got to go back. What are Irish football fans like? That must have been crazy in the stands.
Yeah, it was wild. So they play a lot of cricket, and they taught us like how to play cricket and stuff out there. And then they were good though. You know, the thing out there is like they got, you know, the Guinness beer, and we ended up we were able to go there and eat and stuff like that, and just they were able to show us the whole building and how everything works and stuff like that. And man, they're rowdy, man. Those fans they get it, man. They come there. They came to. We played at Croke Park, which is one of the monument stadiums out there. And you know, it was a lot of people. It was actually a lot of people that traveled too, just from the States and stuff like that. But it was awesome, man. Had a great time. The fans are great, and I was glad I got the opportunity to do that too.
Mm-hmm. And the NCAA is making a lot of news right now. Now players will be allowed to make money off their likeness. What are your thoughts as a former college player?
They should. Every player should be able to make money off their likeness. I don't think it's fair that a school can use you, sell your jerseys, and put you on all this stuff, and then you make nothing from that. Some of these kids are coming from, you know, tough places, man. Like I know how that is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not. I don't think it's fair to just see yourself making a school millions and millions of dollars a year, and you don't get to see or touch any of that. You know what I mean? I think it's good. What's going to happen is it's going to make it a little more unfair because the bigger schools are going to be able to advertise and get more situations for them schools and stuff like that. So down the line, you know, we're going to see how it goes. But I do think all players, all divisions should make money or in somewhat be accommodated.
Do you think there's more steps that the NCAA needs to take in order for the players to be treated completely fairly? Yeah,
absolutely. Listen, man, the NCAA is a billion dollar industry. And listen, like I've been on full scholarship. You know what I mean? I know how that is, and I know how much it is a blessing it is to come out of college with no debt. Like that, it's a beautiful thing. At the same time, it's like, you know, you're telling kids that's 18 to 24, 25 years old that, you know, y'all have to do this and do this and do that, and then I can't get any money, but I'm doing all this. You know what I mean? I just there needs to be an even playing ground. You know what I mean? And the NCAA has to understand that at some point that it's going to get like that at some point. So I think it's better off before it becomes like a really huge fight that we get it to common grounds and make everything even.
For sure. And we like to end some of our interviews with some fun, rapid questions. So right away, what's your favorite CFL stadium to play in?
My favorite is the Nest, man. Montreal McGill Stadium, the Nest. That's the best stadium to play in.
Let's go.
Worst stadium to play in?
The worst stadium to play in is I got to hurry up and give you a answer. maybe, I mean, I would say maybe Toronto, but Toronto doesn't have their own field. You know what I mean? They don't really. They use somebody else's. All the other ones are kind of nice because it's either theirs. Like BC's is nice because it's indoors. Saskatchewan's is nice because it's brand new. Winnipeg, you stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess I would say Toronto.
Okay, fair enough. And then who did you model your game after growing up?
I'm not gonna really say I model my game after anybody, but the players that I watched like the most growing up. My favorite player all time is Brian Westbrook. He was a running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. Versatile, did punt return, kick return, played running back, did some receiver stuff. Used to love him. Receiver wise, I was a huge Larry Fitzgerald fan. I was a huge Randy Moss. And I love Anquan Boldin, man. Anquan Boldin was one of my favorite receivers coming up, man. And I used to just love what he did. He always caught the ball. Wasn't the fastest dude in the world, but he caught everything, no matter if it came his way and stuff like that. So, definitely those guys.
All right, now walk us through your pregame routine.
Okay, so pregame routine. I wake up in the morning. I take a shower, and the first thing I go to Tim Hortons.
Okay.
I get 2 sandwiches. I get a sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, and I get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Depending on the time of the year it is, I either get a chocolate glazed donut. If it's October, I get the pumpkin spice glazed donut, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Then I go to Booster Juice. And I get a Mango Magic. Get both of them, take it back to my crib. You know what I'm saying? I chill out, eat that, relax. Usually I stretch a little bit. I'll play some music. I kind of just try to be calm as much as I can before the game. Usually then I'll drive to the stadium, get to the stadium. I got like a little playlist I have with Kanye West. He's my favorite rapper of all time. Put some Kanye West on and a couple other guys. I go out to the field. I do some basketball drills because as a receiver, basketball like takes you a whole. It all comes together. Just playing football in general. So I'll do some basketball warm ups and I'll do some football warm ups, and then I'm ready to go.
That's awesome. And then, how much French have you had to learn living in Montreal for the last few years?
Comment ça va? Bien toi? Yeah, I know a little bit. I know a little bit, man. I know enough to my hellos and goodbyes and my thank yous, and my favorite word is Félicitations. Congratulations. That's my favorite one that I learned and stuff like that. But I try, man. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. It's a very hard language. But I want to try every time. I want to keep learning words, you know what I mean, like that and things like that. I feel like the people in the city, they appreciate it, just trying to, be able to learn it and doing the best you can. So, I try as much as I can.
Now, Montreal has recently changed its logo. What do you prefer, the old or the new one?
I like the new one, man. I do like the new one. I like the old one too. I just think the old one maybe at this point in time was a little like kiddie. Just like a little just like for like kids, you know what I mean? But the new one now, I think it's like I like it, and it's like forceful, and it's like we here, like you know what I mean. I like the new color. I like all the colors, man. I like the rebranding, man. I really do. I think it's good. I think it's good for the culture, for where we're at right now, and I think a lot of people like it too.
That's awesome. And thank you for coming on. We really appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you play on the field this season. So the best of luck.
Hey, thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. Just thank my Lord Jesus Christ for giving me this opportunity. And man, best of luck with everything with y'all podcast, man. I like what y'all doing, man. Stay positive and just keep doing good things, man.
You'll appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, guys.